Nigeria is confronting difficult questions in several fronts, from the security of citizens at home and the safety of Nigerians abroad to the welfare and morale of troops fighting on the front lines and economic pressure confronting millions of families. The debate is growing over better pay for the armed forces, concerns over xenophobic attacks on Nigerians abroad, and the country's obligations under the Rome Statute and the International Criminal Court. There is also the larger question of governance. What is the National Assembly doing through legislation, appropriation, and oversight? I'm being joined by the Deputy Spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Philip Agbese. Thanks so much, Honorable, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
I mean, why do a lot of people will think that you and your colleagues are just mere rubber stamp? And these are antecedent. There is a background to it. The police bill came, National Assembly, national anthem. There's a lot of incident that makes people to believe that you guys are just rubber stamp of the executive.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Shewa. I think it is actually coming from the position of ignorance. That is one. Two, the trust deficit that we inherited in the 10th House of our National Assembly from past developments between the image of the Parliament and the people of Nigeria. But I want to say tonight that we are neither rubber nor stamp, and these are my reasons. We came into office in June 2023 with a clear-cut developmental agenda, how we want the Parliament to run. And then we laid this under Mr. Speaker's legislative agenda, presented it to the Nigerian people, and part of those issues that we presented and adopted as a Parliament, one is to have an open Parliament, a Parliament that permits Nigerians, to come in and ask questions and get answers to their questions as at when due. It is a credit of Mr. Speaker that this is the first time this Parliament is having both the office of the spokesperson and the deputy spokesman, running, 24 hours every day in order to give out the necessary information to members of the public who are genuinely interested in progress of the country. Two, Mr. Speaker, in his wisdom, decided to expand committeeship of the House to 138 committees to also ensure that we carry out proper oversight on the activities of the executive.
But these issues that you are listing, Honorable, apologies but the bottom, and not what concerns the Nigerian people.
Yes.
The speed at which you pass whatever the executive brings to you is what is concerning majorly, and they believe that don't you guys need time to, in fact, you jettison your own state police debate and deliberation,
yes,
and you assimilate, and with speed you go into your sessions, your closed door session, and you pass it with the speed of light.
Yes, what I have to say to that is that we have a Parliament that is actually ahead of the executive. Before the executive came up with the issue of state police, we've had series of deliberations on state police.
And that's the reason why you jettison yours?
No, we didn't jettison.
Your own version has been pushed aside to accommodate or assimilate the executive.
Okay, let me take you back to the genesis of the state police issue. It is about the security of our citizens. It is about the lives of our people. And when we came on board, we realized, the security situation across the country, the banditry in the northwest, the situation in the southwest, Boko Haram terrorist attack, herders farmers issues in the north central. Mm-hmm. And as a Parliament, we commissioned ourselves immediately, to start to look at those issues. And then we went round. We've had deliberations across the country on the issue of constitution amendment. And part of the constitutional amendment bills we have is the issue of state police. So we are actually ahead of the executive. What the executive has proposed.
The joke, you're not getting my question here.
Yes.
The joke is how speedily.
Yes. So
there are those even who believe that you don't even form a quorum when you are passing some of these laws.
Yeah. So what I'm saying in essence is this: we were on the issue of state police. We've gone around the country. and we have obtained a consensus from the people of Nigeria.
That's why it was faster for you to pass?
Yes, because we were not actually waiting for the executive. The executive
That's not the only bill that people are worried about.
No, today.
I think there are incidents that...
No, today, nobody can take away from the fact that security is a very, very important issue that every one of us...
What about the national anthem?
Well, the national anthem was not supposed to be...
It was passed in few minutes.
No, the national anthem was not supposed to be a difficult task because it was a patriotic statement.
It looks like the same thing for most of the bills that executive brings to your table.
No,
they bring the bill seeking to go and borrow money. You pass it with the speed of light. And you know what bothered about the optics about you and your colleagues, that you guys are just there to serve at the behest of the executive.
No, you see,
you don't have your own minds.
No, we do have. Again, if issues come before the parliament and they do not align, the proposals from the executive that do not align with our legislative agenda, of course, definitely.
Give me one of them that you have refused to pass because it did not align.
Okay, for instance, you recall that in 2023 when we came on board, there was a certain budgetary allocation for the purchase of yachts for the Navy that was in the budget, and we said no to it.
Okay, let me quickly take you because there are other important issues, Honorable. The increment in the wages of the military, how does it, because you're a member of that committee.
Yes, I'm a member of the committee on defense, and this is why I say this is a parliament that is running ahead of the executive. We engage members of the armed forces. We invited the chief of defense staff to our engagement, what we call sectorial debate. When the current minister of defense was the chief of defense staff, he made a presentation to the parliament, and part of our parliamentary proposal sent to the executive was for the government to increase the salaries and emoluments of our service.
So it was the initiative from the House.
Yes, that's why I told you earlier that it is a parliament that is running ahead of the executive. What Mr. President has done is just to key into what we had proposed in the House. I remember during our budget debate with the executive, what you call budget defense, we engaged them. What you pay to members of the armed forces is not commensurate with the services that they provide for this country. It is not commensurate with their sacrifices. And that is why sometimes when budget proposals come before the parliament, you see some sort of increase, coming from the parliament, not from the executive. You realize that a couple of times they have made proposals, for instance, defense funding to a certain figure, and when it is leaving the parliament, we look at it. I'll recall a particular example where, an agency of government, the Border Community Development Agency, we're talking about peace agreement and discussions. And in that budgetary provision, they propose 4 million naira for peace building development across the country. You and I know that Nigeria of today, 4 million naira cannot go around this country. So in our own wisdom as a parliament, we took the decision to look at the reality and we added something to it.
Yeah. The Rome Statute and the International Criminal Court consideration for international laws regarding relationship of country to country. What South Africa or South Africans did in the Xenophobic attacks on some Nigerians, leading to the repatriation of many Nigerians. Do you think this is the way and manner this country should have handled it?
Well, like I have mentioned earlier, it is actually a big issue for South Africa and a big issue for the countries whose nationals are finding solace in leaving their own countries to other countries. I've equally said it before in my presentation at the Pan-African Parliament in Johannesburg just last week. Not every person who leaves his country to another country is also doing so because of hardship in the other country. It could be as a result of people finding love. We have seen situations where, women are married to nationals of other countries and they leave their father's home, to the other country.
Do you think Nigeria should have taken harsher decision or decisive action against South Africa?
No, I think so far, the diplomatic engagements that we have activated are making good impact. And I'll give you a good example. Today in South Africa, a group of South Africans Because when I went to South Africa to represent the to lead the Nigerian delegation, we engaged South Africans. And we had some diplomatic engagements, taking them back to history. And our ambassador has just resumed, Chief Femi Fani-Kayode, and he's also engaging the South African government. And today, to the glory of God, we now have a group of South African people running the Ubuntu movement. The Ubuntu movement is about peace in Africa. It's about love.
Apologies for I'm being told that I need to close, but I need you to promise that you will be back on this program.
Most definitely.
Thank you so much. Honorable Philip Ragbese, Deputy Spokesperson of the House of Representatives. Thanks so much indeed for your time.
It's a pleasure, Sean.
That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for being part of it. I'm Sean Wakimale. God bless Nigeria.